How's everybody doing out there? This is Craig at Stumpy Grump Scale Speed Shop, and welcome to episode number 12 of my completed builds. This one will include numbers 56 through 60. I'm going to try to quicken these up a little bit, make them a little bit shorter. Last one I think got up to like a half an hour or so. So we'll see if I can shorten them up a little bit. So let's get the camera turned around and get going. Okay, so we'll start things off with the AMT 1969 Plymouth GTX Convertible. This one is painted with Createx Pearl Silver. I just used some black craft paint for the hood. I did not use a decal. I taped off and painted the hood. I used BMF, bare metal foil, for the trim and along the sides, the side trim, and the fender wells. Just black craft paint for the interior. The tires came this way in the kit, manufactured that way from AMT. Tampo printed is what their official designation is for that. Okay, zooming in on the engine compartment here, you can see I did add some plug wires for it and just some basic detail painting on it. And we'll go to the interior of the convertible. And you can see the dash. Gauge decals really help a lot in that respect. I did hand paint the wood grain. These are not decals. I did hand paint it. Bare metal foil for the trim. And the door handles and window cranks and such. This one does have the posable steering. Pretty neat. This was a pretty nice kit from AMT. The separate door panels, some nice etched in molded details for the interior tub and everything in the seats. Didn't really have any issues putting this one together. Maybe a little tricky in the engine compartment with the fender wells being separate and everything. You got to kind of work on that to get those in, but other than that, everything fit pretty good. Went together pretty much like it should. So it's a pretty nice kit. Like I said, pretty well detailed. Pretty easy to put together. I'm pretty happy with it. One of their better kits. Okay, up next is the Revel Special Edition 1969 Chevy Nova SS 2-in-1. I painted this one in a custom mix of craft paints using red and black. I wanted a little bit of a deeper red, but I'm pretty happy with the way it looked. I cleared it with Krylon Shortcuts Clear. I used bare metal foil for all the trim. I used the kit wheels and tires, the drag wheels, the Convo Pros and the slicks in the back, the traction bars there, the 383 stroker on the cowl induction hood that comes in the kit. Roll cage back there, you can't really see it too well. Okay, I'm going to zoom in on the underneath of the Nova here. And I used a Sharpie and some clear red to highlight the brake lines and fuel lines. Alright. I used 1/8 inch styrene tubing for the exhaust and scratch made my mufflers. And did the tips in Molotow chrome. Okay, we'll zoom in on the engine. You can see I did add the heater hoses. You can see the MAD modeling Axle coil. There's an off the sprue machined aluminum air cleaner that I painted, matched body color. Underneath is Fireball Model Works highly detailed Holley carburetor. You see the spark plug wires I added. Go to the other side. Some detail painting. Go to the interior. I added door locks. You can barely see in the interior. See the gauges were decals. I did use the kit supplied back seat roll bar there. Back out. This is just an outstanding kit from Revel. These special edition kits, I'll say it again, I've mentioned it before on a couple other ones, but they're some of the better kits on the market. This one in particular has 141 pieces. Lots of extra parts to do pretty much anything you want with it. 2 complete sets of wheels and tires, and just all sorts of good parts. You even get some good leftover parts that you might not use for it. Separate door handles. The mirror's nice. The windshield wipers are separate pieces. Stuff like that. Just a really, really, really super nice kit. Excellent to build. Really fun to build. Okay, and we'll go on to the AMT 1969 Oldsmobile Hurst Olds. This one was painted in Tamiya Pure White. I used Tamiya TS13 clear with it. Wet sanded, polished, and waxed. I used bare metal foil for all the trim here. And along this body line up here, on the fender line. There's enough of a etching, I guess you could say, that the lines are pronounced enough to where you can cut along it with your number 11 blade. It's not that difficult. Kit wheels and tires. The tires did come like that. Those are not decals. They came from the manufacturer that way. Tampo printed. I'll zoom in on the engine compartment on the Hurst Olds here, and you can barely see back there. I did add spark plug wires. The Hurst Olds did not have the red fender wells. Let's see the spark plug wires. And some of the detail painting I did there. I did add an alternator bracket, so you didn't have a floating alternator. Going into the interior, I did put on door locks. Hand painted the wood grain on the shifter base. I don't believe the gauges are decals. I believe I hand painted them, along with the rest of the wood grain on the dashboard. It's a pretty decent kit. These AMT 1969 Oldsmobile 442 and such kits are really nice kits. This is almost identical to the 442 kit. Obviously, little differences, like you get the hood scoop and the spoiler and a couple other pieces. And there might be one or two pieces missing from the 442 kit, but mainly it's the same thing. These are really nice kits from AMT. Obviously I used gold decals. The side stripe decals and the hood decals, or the roof decals, weren't too bad down here, and then even down here along the lower body line, the lower panels here, that wasn't too bad. This little guy right here on the going up the center of the hood there, pretty tricky. You have to cut it up into there. So lots of setting solution, and you might have to take a sharp blade and give it a little bit of a cut to get it to get in there, right there, like that, that spot. But otherwise, really nice kit. Really nice to put together. Really well done. I just like the white and gold of these Hurst Olds. Okay, and onward we go to the Revel Foose designed custom Cadillac Eldorado. I believe this is based off of a 1948 Cadillac. I painted this one in Anita's galvanized tin. I cleared it with Tamiya TS13 clear, wet sanded, polished, and waxed. You can see right there with the roof on it, I used a dark gray for the roof. I can't remember what gray I used. And we'll go ahead and pop this puppy off. It just lifts right off. I used bare metal foil for this side trim here. Everything else is kit chrome, the bumpers, front and rear. Didn't have to do anything to the wheels. That's exactly how the wheels look. I may have put some Tamiya Panline accent in there or not, I can't remember. Just sanded the tread on the tires. We'll look at the underneath of the Foose Cadillac here. Really nicely done. Nicely detailed chassis there. Really nice. Different shades of grayish that I used. Galvanized tin, steel, aluminum, and such. Then we'll move on to the engine compartment. Again, I carry the theme of the different colors of steel, aluminum into the engine compartment. I did add spark plug wires. And into the interior. Again, different shades of the grays for the interior. And get to the dashboard. gauge decal. Pretty slick interior. It was really nice. Really easy to add the two-tones and stuff. You could probably do a multiple. Easy, even more than two, three-tone it. Really nice. What a really nice kit this was to put together. Everything fit really well. Just excellent molded in detailing on this. Stitching on the seats and on the door panels and everything, just really nice. Everything fit together wonderfully. Little to no flash. Even though there's only about 94 pieces on this one, the details is just really nice. You'll not really notice it too bad that there's not a ton of pieces. There's a lot of things that are just easy to paint separately, and really well done kit. A beautiful car too. Seen so many nice looking examples of this one built. And rounding out this segment is another Revell Foose design kit, the Ford FD100 pickup. This is based on the 1956 Ford F100 pickup truck. This one was done in a custom mix of craft paints. I used Chroma Molten Metals Copper. This is an 8.4 ounce bottle. There's a lot left. I've done 2 or 3 cars with this paint, and there's still a lot left. I mixed it with some black to get it a little bit darker. The roof is a darker cream color. I just can't for the life of me remember what colors I used for that. Kit wheels and tires and decals. You see the bed decal. Okay, and we'll look at the underneath of the Foose truck. You can see how nicely detailed that is. Really nice looking. Kind of a custom chassis there. Okay, we'll move on to the engine compartment, and you can see I carried the color scheme into the engine compartment. Added spark plug wires. Really nice looking engine on this one. You could take this engine and put it in just about anything and spiff it up. I wouldn't buy the kit just for the engine. It's too nice of a kit. You have to build it. Nice Roush decals. Really nice looking interior. Nice details in the interior. You can see the seat. Nicely etched lines to do a multi-tone in it. You see even the speaker down there on the floor on the lower door panel. Really nice. The gauge decal. Really see it through the back window or nothing. We can get a good shot of it through the driver's window here. Yep. And you can get a good look at the bed. That's a decal. Really nice decal for the bed. Don't have to use it, but I did. Another absolutely fantastic kit from Revel. These Foose kits are really nice kits. This one even fewer parts than the Cadillac. Actually, it's only 78 pieces, but don't let that discourage you. This is a absolutely well-designed kit. Everything goes together spectacularly. One of those things that just build itself. You can throw some glue in the box, shake it up, and pull out a finished model. I have yet to see a bad example of one of these built up. Every one I've seen has been really nicely done. So that'll do it for this episode. This is Craig at Stumpy Grump Scale Speed Shop saying thanks for watching. And don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'll see you next time.